Do you have a right to know whether a pedophile is living in your suburb? Tonight, the mums and dads defying authorities by naming and shaming sex offenders. Live to Brady Halls, who's been investigating. Brady?
Thanks, Trace. Good evening, everyone. Yes, there are many parents sitting at home tonight watching this who have no idea who's living down the street or around the corner. Around Australia, there are tens of thousands of convicted pedophiles who've committed shocking crimes against our kids. However, many of us don't know who they are or where they live. But now there is a growing groundswell of support for a national online registry. It's come to this.
You can't attack our children and then just be allowed back into the streets to do it again.
There's a movement afoot from masked parents to childless teenagers.
Why are we protecting pedophiles when we should be protecting our children?
Politicians.
Anything we can do to protect existing victims and then to prevent further victims being created by these people is worth it.
And lobby groups.
Why are we releasing these dangerous sex offenders back into our community and then leaving it to the community to defend itself?
Okay, here's the olfactory here.
It's taken a while to organise. G'day.
G'day, Brady. How are you, mate?
Thanks. But for the first time in 17 years, the people behind the unauthorised national pedophile name and shame website, Mako, have agreed to talk.
The average pedophile will molest between 45 and 135 children each during their lifetime, because most don't get reported, most don't get caught.
I met them secretly at a disused industrial site. All of them are parents. All of them say they are concerned citizens having to protect their identity so their own children won't be victimised by the people they are outing.
We're trying to help the Australian public, and we've prevented thousands of victims. Because that's what happens when you list these people online, who should be in jail, who are living secretly in the community next door to little kids, right? Or some serial rapist who's moved in next door to someone's wife. I mean, it's a disgrace. They should be locked up. They shouldn't be on the streets. And if they want to be on the streets, which should be a privilege to them, then the public needs to know.
It's a bayside suburb in Melbourne, but it could be any suburb in Australia. Could be yours. And just around the corner lives a convicted pedophile, right near a kids' playground. There's a primary school 2 minutes down there. 10 kindergartens and preschools surround the suburb, the closest just over there. And then there's the 47-year-old man whose last conviction was stalking and sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl who was just playing in the street. This man is just one of the 2,500 pedophiles and sex offenders listed on the Mako website, all of them collated by those masked parents from police reports, court documents and media reporting.
If people are concerned if there's a sex offender living in their neighbourhood, I can tell you now that there is. I can also tell you they're probably not known to police.
As head of the child protection agency Bravehearts, Hetty Johnston believes the public needs to know who the repeat pedophile offenders are.
Multiple offenders, serious offenders, if they're not in jail, they need to be on a list. We support that too.
But in Australia, there is no official national register for pedophiles. There is no sanctioned way a concerned parent could know if their street, suburb or community is safe. There are, however, Facebook sites put up by concerned citizens naming convicted pedophiles and where they are believed to be living. Certainly, that's what some countries already do on an official basis, including many states in America. The United Kingdom goes even further.
If you've got a new person in your life, a new boyfriend, a neighbour, a teacher, sporting coach, somebody, and you want to make sure that that person is not a known sex offender, then you can ring that register. They will tell you.
Kimberly Gillen is just 19 and has no children.
We should protect our children and they should live in a safe environment and a safe community.
So concerned for her future family, she has started an online petition calling for a national registry of pedophiles.
I do believe sex offenders and pedophiles should lose their right to privacy once they commit their first offence.
Families with children don't have a right to know whether there's a sex offender living in their community.
Then there's the Council for Civil Liberties and Stephen Banks, who says there are already measures in place imposed on pedophiles.
Even people who are released in the community are released on very stringent conditions, reporting to the police, living in nominated addresses, sometimes an electronic ankle bracelet.
I will always put the civil rights of our victims, their families and potential victims ahead of any offender.
Western Australia has gone alone on this issue.
Yeah, I think it's a very good idea.
They've got a pedophile register up and running, only available to residents of that state and revealing only if a convicted pedophile is residing in your suburb.
Oh, a very good system.
Lisa Harvey is the West Australian Police Minister.
It's helping them, raise awareness and familiarise themselves and their children that if they see somebody, who looks like that person, that they should just steer clear of them.
All of this, however, raises one question.
Vigilantism is just not the way to go.
But those concerned say the actions so far, both official and unofficial, have proven it's not about persecuting, rather preventing.
We have had no vigilante action. We've had no identified misuse of the system.
We're not vigilantes, we're saying to the people out there to be vigilant.
What do you think? Should you be told if a sex offender is living in your neighbourhood? Vote in our poll. Go to aca.9msn.com.au. We'll update the results later in the program.